The Book of Jasher is one of the very, very interesting books that was said to be in the canon or the King James Bible at one point, just like the Book of Enoch, but apparently it was taken out. Now, it is very interesting to note that when you read the Book of Enoch, it says that this book is for a generation far to come, talking about the tribulation in the book of Enoch, that generation. And isn't it curious that it just became very, very popular in the last, I don't know, 30, 40 years? And this post, though, is actually kind of more towards the book of Jasher because, you know, in Christianity in America, we've been told a lot of things, okay? And when you study for yourself, you'll find out that, Satan has had a stronghold and put his ministers of righteousness up there to lie to Christians and to confuse Christians and the world as far as what the Bible actually says. Because when you crack open the King James Bible, you're going to be surprised. And one of the dogmatic things that you hear some preachers say, I call them preachers, but they're just men, is that the book of Enoch, or in this case, the book of Jasher, you should stay away from it, or it's false or something like that. Well, Joshua chapter 10, verse 13, actually gives a direct reference, and here it is. And it says, literally, references to the book of Jasher. And so I would, if you want some insight and you want your mind blown, read the book of Jasher, Google it, and just pull it up and read the book of Enoch, Google it. See, because the book of Enoch goes into detail about things that are in the Bible, but just gives you more insight. It doesn't contradict it. It just gives you so much more insight. And just like the book of Jasher. And one of the mind blowing, so interesting things in the book of Jasher is when it talks about the mixing of species that the sons of men were doing in the days of Noah, just to anger the Lord. And so we know that Jesus Christ in his earthly ministry, when he was here, said that as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. Speaking of his second coming, which would be at the end of the 7-year tribulation. Now we know who rightly divide the Bible, that the body of Christ, the Christians, the church today, will be taken out of here before the great tribulation or God's wrath. However, we can see those times arising. We can see that they are, because it's not like overnight everything's changed. There's always a when there's a dispensational change, I've noticed. Like when God went from Peter to Paul, there was years in there where there was a changeover. Now Paul got his message and started directly preaching his message, but you still had the old message of Peter. Then when Paul came along with the brand new message or a brand new dispensation, it took, he got saved in Acts chapter 9, and then, Peter didn't die until around Acts chapter 14 or 15. But then if you read the book of Galatians, that book actually belongs within Peter's life. So there's still a dispensational change that takes years to work into, because let's say like when Paul got his new gospel, his new information, his own gospel, first he went to the Jews and then he went to the Gentiles. So there is a process from dispensational change to dispensational change that happens within time. And I think we're seeing that happen. And I'm going to show you a short clip here of what I mean as far as what was going on then and the exact same thing that's going on now. So yeah, get on Google, Google the Book of Jasher. It's absolutely incredible. And here's a clip.
And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the other, in order therewith to provoke the Lord. And God saw the whole earth, and it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted its ways upon earth, all men and all animals. And the Lord said, I will blot out man that I created from the face of the earth, yea, from man to the birds of the air, together with cattle and beasts that are in the field, for I repent that I made them.
This is it. Human stem cells being injected into a pig's embryo. For the first time, scientists are seeing how our cells grow and interact inside an animal. This pig, the first known chimera,